Coming tonight to celebrate the performing arts and to honor a young girl named Anna Frank, also known as Anne Frank. In the event of an emergency or a crying child, please feel free to use one of the exits either direction in order to comfort him or her. There are bathrooms this way, and we hope you'll enjoy the show. We're presenting The Diary of Anne Frank. Thank you.
Yes, me. Yes. I've come to say goodbye. I am leaving here, me.
What do you mean? Where are you going?
I don't...
You can't leave. Amsterdam is your home. Your business is here, waiting for you. Now that the war is over, there are some things that...
I can't stay in Amsterdam, me. It has too many memories for me. Forgive me. I shouldn't speak to you like this. Not after all that you've done for us, the suffering.
No, it wasn't suffering. You can't say we suffered.
I know what you went through. You and Mr. Crawler. I'll never forget it for as long as I live.
Mr. Frank, we found some papers here in a heap of rubbish after you left.
Burn them.
But Mr. Frank, they're letters and notes.
Burn them. All of them.
Burn this.
Honest diary. Dear diary, since you and I are going to be great friends, I shall start by telling you a little bit about myself. My name is Anna Frank. I am 13 years old. I was born in Germany, 1929. As my family is Jewish, we immigrated to Holland once Hitler came to power.
My father started a business, importing spices and herbs. Things went well for us until 1940. And then the war came and the Dutch. Defeat followed by the arrival of the Germans. Then things got very bad for the Jews. You could not do this and you could not do that. They forced father out of his business. We had to wear yellow stars. I had to turn in my bike. I couldn't go to a Dutch school anymore, or ride in an automobile, or even a streetcar. And a million other things, but we children still managed to have fun. Yesterday, father told us we were going into hiding. At 5 o'clock this morning, mother came in and told me to hurry and get dressed. I was to put on as many clothes as possible. It would be too suspicious if we walked along carrying suitcases. It wasn't until we were on our way that I learned where we were going. Our hiding place was to be upstairs, in the building that father used to have his business. 3 other people were coming with us, the Fondans and their son, Peter.
Something's happened to them. I know it.
How's Hurley?
Mr. Fox said they would be here by 7 o'clock. He
They
said
have 2 miles to walk. You can't expect...
Stop. That's what happened. They've been taken. You see?
Mrs. Fondon, Mr. Fondon. There are too many green police on the streets. We had to take the long way around.
Anna!
My wife, Edith, Mrs. Fondon, Mr. Fondon. Their son, Peter, my daughters, Margot and Anna.
I'm sorry, there is still so much confusion.
Please, don't think of it.
I put the stores of food you sent us here, the drugs here, and soap and linen here.
Thank you, Meave.
Forgive me, I have to hurry on the other side of town to get some ration books for you.
Ration books? They see our name on the ration books. They know we were here.
There isn't anything. Don't worry, your names aren't on them. I'll be up later.
Thank you, me.
It's illegal then. The ration books? We've never done anything illegal.
We won't be living exactly according to regulations here.
It's the Vestertoren.
I'm go. I must be out of here and downstairs in the office before the workmen get here. Neat or I, or both of us, will be up each day to bring you food and news and find out what your needs are. Oh, you'll tell them about the noise.
I'll tell them.
What did he mean about noise?
First, let's take off some of these clothes.
It's a wonder we weren't arrested walking along the streets. I should know with a fur coat July and that cat of Paters crying all the way.
A cat?
Now, about the noise. While the men are in the workrooms below, we must have complete quiet. Any noise we make cannot only be heard in the workrooms, but also the offices too. So, to be perfectly safe, from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening, we must make as little noise as possible. We must only move where necessary, and even then, in stockinged feet. We must not run any water. We cannot use the sink or even, forgive me, the WC. No trash is to... No trash is to ever be thrown out that may reveal that somebody is living here. Not even a potato peeling. It must all be burnt in the stove at night. This is the way we must live until it is over, if we are to survive.
Until it is over.
After 6, we are free to move about. We can talk and laugh and eat supper and read and play games just as we would at home. Now I think it would be wise if we're all to our rooms and we'll settle before 8 o'clock. Mrs. Fondon, you and your husband will be staying in the room upstairs. I regret that there's no room for Peter, but it will be fine. He'll be here, near us. This will be our common room, where we come to talk and eat and read, like we were one family.
And where do you and Mrs. Fox sleep?
This room is also our bedroom.
No, that isn't right. We'll sleep here and we'll take the room upstairs.
Please, I've thought about this for weeks. This is the best arrangement. The only arrangement.
Never can we thank you.
You don't know how your husband helped me when I first came to this country. Knowing no one, not able to speak the language, for that, I can never repay him.
No, come along, Leafy. You'll be alright, Peter. I'm not afraid.
Please, Mother.
You too must have some rest needed. You didn't close your eyes last night. Nor you, Margot.
I slept, Father. Wasn't that funny? I knew it was the last night my own bed and never slept soundly.
I'm glad, Anna. You can help me get things straightened out in here. You and Margot should rest in this room for the time being.
Are you sure? I can help Brilliant. Anna hasn't had her milk.
I'll give it to her. Anna, Peter, now would be a good time to take off your shoes before you forget.
Anna, you're sure you're not tired?
I feel fine. I'm going to help Father.
Peter, we sure are glad you are to be with us.
Yes, Mrs. Frank.
What's your cat's name?
Mushy.
Mushy. I love cats. I have one, a darling little cat, but they made me leave her behind. I left some food in the note for the neighbors to take care of her. I'm going to miss her terribly. What's yours, him or her?
He's a Tom, and he doesn't like strangers.
I'll have to stop being a stranger then, won't I? What are you doing?
Taking it off.
But you can't do that. They'll arrest you if you go out without your star.
Who's going out?
Of course. You're right. We don't need them anymore. What are you going to do with yours?
Burn it.
It's funny. I don't think I could throw it away. I don't know why.
You can't throw something they branded you with, something they labeled you with so they can spit on you.
I know, but after all, it is the Star of David, isn't it?
Maybe it's different for a girl.
And here's your room, Peter, but I warn you, you cannot grow even an inch, otherwise you'll have the simple feet hanging out of the skylight.
Thank you.
That's a nice boy, Peter.
He's awfully shy, isn't he?
You'll like him, I know.
I certainly hope so, since he's the only boy I'd like to see for months and months.
Anna, there's a box here. Will you open it for me?
You know the way I'm going to think of it here? I'm going to think of it like a boarding house. A very peculiar summer boarding house. Like the one that we... Father, my movie stars! I was wondering where they were. And Queen Wilhelmina, oh how wonderful.
There's something more. Go on, look further.
A diary! I've never had a diary before, but I've always longed for one. Pencil. I'm going down to the office to grab a pencil.
Anna, no!
But there's no one in the building now.
You must never go beyond that door.
Never.
Never. I'm sorry, Anka. It isn't safe, no. I don't want you to ever go beyond that door.
I see.
I know it will be hard, but remember this. There are no locks, no bolts, no walls one can put on your mind. Meat will bring us books. We'll read history, poetry, mythology together. Here is your milk. You know, between the two of us, Anna, living here has certain benefits for you. Like, do you remember the battle you had with your mother the other day on the topic of overshoes? How you'd rather die than have to wear them, but in the end, you still had to wear overshoes? Well, for as long as we are living here, you'll never have to wear overshoes. Isn't that good? I don't have to practice piano. I'm telling you, this will be a fine life for you.
I expect I should be describing what it's like to go in hiding, but I don't know yet myself. I only know it's funny never to go outdoors, never to breathe fresh air, run, jump, or play. It's the silence of the night that terrifies me the most. At least we know that me and Mr. Crawler in the offices below are protectors, as we call them. Friday, the 9th of August, 1942. Mother is unbearable. She insists on treating me like a baby, which I loathe.
It's safe now. The last workman has left the building.
Anna!
I'm fast Susan ABC.
6 o'clock. School's over.
Have you seen my shoes?
Your shoes.
You've taken them, haven't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're gonna be sorry.
Am I?
Anna, dear.
Just wait till I get you.
I'm waiting. Don't, Pater, stop it. Out!
Anna, Pater.
Pater, where are you going? Come back, come dance with me.
No.
Anna, I don't think you should play with Pater that way. It's not dignified.
Who cares if it's dignified? I don't want to be dignified.
You complain that I don't treat you like a grown-up, but when I do, you resent it.
I only want some fun. After you sat still all day and hardly moved. I don't know what's the matter with that boy.
He isn't used to girls yet. Give him some time.
Time isn't 2 months' time. I could cry. Come on, Margot. Come on, dance with me. Come on, please.
I'm helping with supper.
We're going to forget how to dance, you know. Once we get out of here, we won't remember a thing.
Next.
Ta-dum.
Where's Pater?
Dum-dum. Where would he be? Ta-dum.
Wanna go get
Not very well, you. Pater. Pater.
What is it?
Your mother says to come out.
I'm feeding Lucy.
I'll tease him.
I do not want you in there. Pater. Then go in there, give him his dinner, come right out, you hear?
Now what's that anyway to talk to your old girlfriend?
Mother, would you please stop saying that?
Oh, him bless. Look at him.
Please, I'm not. Anyways, let me alone, will
You
you?
act like it's something to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed about having a little girlfriend.
You're crazy. She's only 13.
So what? You're only 16. Just perfect. I'm telling you, Mr. Funk, this won't last much longer. You and I are going to be related.
Mazel tov.
Good evening, everyone. Forgive me if I overstay. I have a friend waiting for me in there. My friend Tom Cat. Some people say we look alike. Only Tom is the most beautiful whiskers and I only little buzz. But I'm hoping in time.
All right, Mrs. Quack Quack.
Pater.
That's right. I heard about you. How you talk so much in class they called you Mrs. Quack Quack. And how Mr. Smitter made your own composition. Quack Quack said Mrs. Quack Quack.
Go on then. Go on and tell them the rest. Tell them how it was so good that he ran out loud to his entire class and all of his other classes.
Quack 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 Quack.
You are the most intolerable, insufferable boy I've ever met. Of all the boys in the world, why did I have to be locked up with one like you?
Quack.
Oh, Anna, your hair. You're warm. Are you feeling all right?
Please, Mother.
You haven't a fever, have you?
No.
You know we can't call a doctor ever. Now, let me see your tongue.
Mother, this is perfectly absurd.
Now, don't be such a baby. Let me see your tongue. Otto.
You hear your mother, Anna.
You seem all right. Perhaps some aspirin.
Not give that child any more pills. I waited 15 minutes for her to come out of the news state this morning.
I was washing my hair.
How did I do?
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
You should have used the subjunctive here.
I should have. I thought so. I did hear.
Mrs. Fondant, may I try on your coat?
Anna, no.
It's all right.
Mrs. Fondant, did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
Anna, it is not courteous to ask personal questions.
I don't mind. My house is always swarming with boys.
Not again.
Shut up.
When I was 16, we were wearing our skirts very short those days. I had good-looking legs. I still do. I may not be as pretty as I used to be, but I still have my legs. How about it, Mr. Funk?
All right, we see them.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Mr. Funk. Mother, oh, I'm embarrassed to do I just hope the girl you marry has is good. My father used to worry about me if so many boys came around. He told me if any one of them gets fresh, just tell them, remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Why do you speak to her like this? Don't you know she writes it all down in that diary?
I'm only telling the truth.
Meat must have the radio on.
Haven't you finished yet?
No.
Do you want to be ashamed of yourself?
All right, I'm a dunce. I'm a hopeless case.
Not hopeless. Just that sometimes I want to help you, like the girls have. Maybe you can help them, Mr. Funk?
I'm sure that's his father.
I can't do anything with him. You go ahead.
How about it then, Peter? Shall we make our school co-educational?
You're an angel, Mr. Funk. An angel. I just don't know what I need to do before that one there.
It might be better for us to go into Peter's room.
Shh, I can hear a man's voice talking.
Isn't it bad enough here without you sprawling all over the place?
Well, maybe if you didn't smoke, you wouldn't be so bad-tempered.
Am I smoking? Do you see me
You're
smoking?
smoking up all of her money. You know that, don't you?
Shut up. And what are you staring at?
I've never seen grown-ups quarrel before. I thought only children quarreled.
This isn't a quarrel, it's discussion. I've never heard children be so rude before.
Rude! Anna, would you get me my knitting? I must remember to ask me for some more wool when she comes.
Oh, I need hairpins and soap. I have a list.
It's a wonder Meep has a life of her own the way we make her run errands for us. Please, Meep, give me some starch. Tell me all the latest news, Meep.
Don't you ever get tired of talking. Where's my...
What are you looking for?
my pipe? Have you seen my pipe?
Well, that's a pipe you haven't got any tobacco.
At least I'll have something to hold in my mouth. Have you seen my pipe?
Anna, Mr. Fondon is speaking to you.
Am I allowed to talk now?
You're most aggravating. What you need is a good old-fashioned spanking.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember I'm a lady.
Why aren't you nice and quiet like your sister Margot? Why do you always have to speak out all the time?
I cut my throat first. I'm going to be a famous dancer or singer or something wonderful.
That you dumb fool! My beautiful fur coat my father gave to me. Oh, look at it. Do you know how much this coat costs?
I'm so
Oh, but
sorry.
your hair isn't yours.
I'm very, very sorry.
Petronella, come back!
Anna, you must not behave that way.
It was an accident. Anyone can have an accident.
I don't mean by that. I mean answering back. You must not answer back. You don't hear Margot getting into arguments. Try and be more like Margot.
And have them walk all over me. No thanks.
If I had talked to my mother the way you talk to me.
Things have changed, Mother. People aren't like that anymore. Yes, Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. I've got to fight things out for myself and make something of myself.
It isn't necessary to fight. You don't hear Margot fight, and isn't she?
Margot. That's all I ever hear from anyone is how wonderful Margot is.
Oh, don't be so.
Everything she does is right and everything I do is wrong. You're all against me and you worst of all.
I can't say a word till Anna she flies at me.
You know Anna. She'll be out here in an hour laughing and joking. It's me.
Thank you, Margot.
Is it me?
Mr. Crawler.
How are you, Mr. Crawler?
This is a surprise.
When Mr. Crawler comes, the sun begins to shine.
Meep is coming?
Not tonight. Usually when I come up here, I try to bring you some bit of good news. What's the use in telling you the bad news when there's nothing that you can do about it? But today, something has happened. Dirk, Meeps Dirk, you know, came to me just now. He tells me he has a Jewish friend living near him, a dentist. He begged me, could I do anything for this man? Could I find him a hiding place? So I've come to you. I know it's a terrible thing to ask you, be living as you are, But would you take him with you?
Of course we will.
It'll be only for a night or two, until I find some other place. This happened all so suddenly I didn't know where to turn.
Where is he now?
Downstairs in the office.
Good. Bring him up.
His name is Dussel. Jan Dussel.
Dussel. I think I know him.
I'll get him.
Otto, I think it's fine having him, but where shall we keep him?
I know. I'll come in here with you and Mother, and Mr. Dussel can have my bed.
No, no, no. Margot can come here with us, and he can have her bed. It's the only way.
Why Margot? Why can't I come in here?
Because it wouldn't be proper for Margot. Please don't argue.
You don't mind sharing a room with Mr. Dussel, do you, Anna?
No, of course not.
Good. Peter, will you bring me 5 glasses?
What's happening? What's going on?
Someone's moving in with us.
In here. I was joking.
It's only for a night or two until Mr. Crawler finds another place for him to stay.
Yeah.
Come in, Mr. Dussel.
This is Mr. Frank. Mr. Otto Frank?
Yes, let me get your things. This is my wife, Edith, Mrs. Fondon, Mr. Fondon. Their son, Peter, my daughters, Margot and Anna.
Thank you all. Mr. Dussel, I leave you in good hands.
What can I say to thank you?
Mr. Crawler and me, they're a lifeline. Without them we couldn't live.
Please, you make us seem very heroic. It isn't that at all. We simply don't like the Nazis. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Crawler.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Mr. Dussel, sit down, please.
I can't believe my eyes. Mr. Otto Frank. Here, you're not in Switzerland yet? A woman told me. She said she'd gone to their house. The door was open. Everything was in disorder. Dishes were in the sink. She said she'd found a piece of paper in the wastebasket with Otto scribbled on it. And Otto's in Zurich. She said he must have escaped to Zurich.
Pinpoint it there purposely. So we think that very thing.
He's been here all this time?
All this time,
It worked for him.
I'm glad. And now, a little drink to welcome Mr. Dussel. To Mr. Dussel, welcome.
to Mr. Dussel.
That's good.
Did Mr. Crawler warn you you won't get much to eat here?
Mr. Fondon, do you not realize what's happening outside? And you should warn me of a thing like that. Every day, hundreds of Jews disappear. Children come back from school to find their parents gone. Hundreds are being deported. People that you and I know, the Hallensteins on the vessels. And if you refuse to call up notice, then they come and drag you from their home and ship you off to Mauthausen, the death camp.
We didn't know it had gotten so much worse.
We all have a lot of questions we want answers to, but I'm sure Mr. Dussel would like to be settled before supper.
Thank you, I would.
Anna, would you like to show Mr. Dussel to his room?
If you'll come with me, Mr. Dussel.
The war, it sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? It's different than what Crawler usually tells us.
I like it better the way Crawler tells it.
I'm a man who's always lived alone. I haven't had to adjust myself to others. I hope you'll bear with me until I learn.
You didn't even have a pet, a cat or a dog?
I have an allergy for fur-bearing animals.
Oh no, Peter has a cat.
Here? He has it here?
Yes, but we hardly ever see it. I'm sure we'll be all right.
Let us hope so.
Mr. Dussel and I had another battle yesterday. Yes, Mr. Dussel. According to him, nothing, I repeat, nothing is right about me. Why is it that every grown-up thinks they know the right way to bring up a child? Particularly grown-ups who've never had me before. Don't take me!
Anna! Anna!
Save me! Save me!
Wyatt, you want someone to hear?
Hush, darling, hush. It was just a dream.
Something must be done by that silent Mrs. Frog. She's endangering our lives.
It was nothing, see? Please, Mr. Dussel, go back to bed.
Thank you, but I'm going to the WC. The one place where there's peace.
What is it?
A nightmare.
I thought someone was murdering her.
Unfortunately, no.
Was it a very bad dream? Perhaps if you told me.
Rather not talk about it.
Poor darling. Try and get some sleep then. I'll stay right here until you fall asleep.
You don't have to.
But I'd like to stay with you. Very much, really.
You don't have to.
All right then. Is
Is there anything that you want?
Could you please ask Father to come?
Of course, Anna, dear. She wants you.
Ain't it, dear?
It's all right. I just thank God that she'll come to you for comfort. Now go to her, Otto. She's shaking with fear. Go to her.
It's okay. It's just like Father said, it's a phase. Daughters tend to cling to their fathers at this time of age.
But you weren't like this. You didn't shut me out.
She'll get over it.
Oh, Pim, I dreamed that they came to get us. The Green Police. They kicked down the door and started to ground me and drag me out the way they did Yelpies. I'm such a coward. I'm so disappointed in myself. I think that I'm real grown up. And then something happens and I run to you like a baby. I love you, Father. I don't love anyone but you.
It's fine to hear you tell me that you love me, but I'd be much happier if you told your mother as well. She needs so much of your help, your love.
She doesn't understand me. Every time I try and offer my views on life, she asks me if I'm constipated.
You hurt her very much today. She's crying.
Oh, Pim, I was horrible, wasn't I? What's the matter with me? Tell me. Don't tell me it's a phase. Help me.
There's only so much us parents can do, other than try to set a good example. It's up to you to build your own character.
The air raids have gotten worse. They come day and night. The noise is terrifying. Pim says it should be music to our ears. The more warplanes, the sooner we'll come into the war. Wonderful news! The Allies have landed in Africa. Pim says we can look for an early finish to the war.
Praise be thou, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has sanctified us with thy commandments and bidden us kindle the Hanukkah lights. Praise be thou, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has wrought wondrous deliverances upon our fathers in days of old. Praise be thou, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe. Thou hast given us life and sustenance, and brought us to this happy season. Amen.
Amen. I lift up my eyes unto the mountain from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. The Lord shall keep thee from all evil. He shall keep thy soul. The Lord shall guard thee from coming out and coming in, for this time forth and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
That was very moving.
There's lots more. Songs and presents.
Presents?
Not this year, unfortunately. What is it?
Presents.
Presents.
Slime.
For Margot.
A word puzzle. Oh, Anna, it's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, this is awful. I haven't thought to get anything for anyone. I never thought.
For Mrs. Fondant.
What is it?
It's hair shampoo. I took the odds and ends of soap and mixed it with the last of my toilet water. For Mr. Fondant. Yours is something. Something you want more than anything. Look, cigarettes. Cigarettes? 2 of them. Pim found some old pipe tobacco in the pocket leg of his coat, and we made them. Or rather, Pim did.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
For Mother, Hanukkah greeting.
Here's an IOU that I promise to pay. 10 hours of doing whatever you say. Signed on Frank.
10 hours of doing what you're told. Anything you're told?
That's right.
You want what to sell that, Mrs. Frank?
Never. Never. This is the most precious gift I've ever had.
For Pim.
Annika, I wasn't supposed to have a present.
It's a muffler to put around your neck. I knitted it together in the dark each night out of odds and ends I found around the house. I'm afraid it looks better in the dark.
It's fine. It fits me perfectly. Thank you, Annalie.
That's for Mushi from Mrs. Quack Quack.
On behalf of Bushi, I thank you.
And this is for you from Mrs. Quack Quack. Go on, open it.
I'm scared too. I know something's gonna jump out and hit me.
No, it's nothing like that, really.
What is it, Peter? Go on, show us.
A safety razor.
Oh, what?
A razor.
For what?
Look at his upper lip. You can see the beginning of a mustache.
He wants to get rid of that.
Put a little milk on it and have the cat look it up.
And last but never least, my roommate, Mr. Dixon.
For me? Capsules. 2 capsules?
They're earplugs, so you won't hear me when I crash around at night. Go on, put them in, see if you can't hear me when I talk.
Wait now until I get some in.
Are you ready?
Huh?
Are you ready?
You're going inside! Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
And now for the Hanukkah song. You know the song, Mr. Diesel. The song's the whole thing. Oh, Hanukkah, oh, Hanukkah, sweet
I'm
song.
afraid, Anna, we shouldn't sing that song tonight. It's a song of jubilation.
Do you hear anything?
No, I think they've left.
It's the Green Police. They found us.
If they found us, they wouldn't have left.
And they were in the Gestapo, looking for papers.
Or a thief looking for money. I'm going down.
No, Father, no, what if someone's down there? What if it's a trap?
We cannot live with this uncertainty.
I lift up my eyes unto the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth.
It was a thief. That noise must have scared him away.
Thank God.
He took the cash box. He ran away so fast he forgot to close the street door. The danger has passed.
Who says the danger has passed? I think someday he'll be caught and make a bargain to the Green Police.
Have we lost our faith? Our courage? Just a moment ago we thought it was the end. We thought we were done for sure. But it wasn't the end. We're alive now. Safe. We thank thee, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has seen it fit in thy infinite mercy to spare us yet again.
Saturday, the 1st of January, 1944. And so it seems our life is at a standstill. We're all a little thinner.
I wish the end would just come already. Margot, I'm just saying. So at least we know where we were. You should be ashamed of yourself, thinking that way. Think of how lucky we are. Think of the thousands of people dying in the war each day. Think of the people in the concentration camps.
What's the good of that? What's the good of thinking of misery when you're already miserable?
Anna!
We're young, Margot and Peter and I. You grown-ups have had your chance. When we're growing up in a world of such horror, we're just trying to hold on to some kind of ideal.
Anna, dear!
It isn't our fault the world's in such a mess, so don't try and blame it on us.
She left her cake. You left this.
Thanks.
I think that you were fine just then. You know just what to say and how to say it. I never can think, especially when I'm mad.
You're making a big mistake about me. I go too far and I hurt people's feelings.
I think you're fine.
Isn't it funny, you and I? Here we are been seeing each other every moment for the last year and a half, and it's the first time we really talked. It helps a little off steam.
Anytime you want to lost steam, you can come into my room.
Do you mean it, Peter?
I said it, didn't I?
We've had bad news. The people from whom we've got our ration books have been arrested. We've all had to cut back a little on the food.
Otto, come quick!
What is it? What's happening?
He's stealing the food! Pooty, what's going on?
You dirty thief!
Mr. Newsom! Help me! Peter!
Let go of him! Let go!
He was stealing the bread!
And all this time we thought it was a rat.
Mr. Fondant, how could you?
I was hungry! We're all of us hungry! I see the children getting thinner and thinner. Peter moans in his sleep. And you come down in the middle of the night and steal the food. He's a big man. He needs more food than the rest of us. He's used to more. And you're worse than he is. You are a mother and you sacrificed your own son for this man.
Hate it!
I want them to take their things and get out. What do you mean? Take your things and leave.
You're speaking in anger. Surely you don't mean what you say.
No, I mean exactly that. Take your things and leave.
It's me.
At this hour, it must be trouble.
Mr. Frank, wonderful news. The invasion has begun.
No.
Do you hear that, everyone?
No.
The invasion has begun.
How do you know?
The radio, the BBC, they said that they'll land on the coast of Normandy.
The British?
The British, Americans, French, Dutch, Poles, Norwegians, more than 4,000 ships. Churchill spoke, and General Eisenhower, D-Day as they call it.
Thank God it's come.
At last.
The news of the invasion seems to be temporarily bogged down. Mr. Crawler had to have an operation, which looks bad. Even poor Pim can't raise our spirits. But never in despair. It helps if I write. I want to write. I wonder if I will ever be able to write well. I want to go on living, even after my death.
Meine Arbeit für richtig Geld. Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Wie du jetzt eine Stimme ab? Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich einmal.
So we just wait here until we die?
I can't stand it. I'll kill myself. I'll kill myself.
Look, Peter, the sky. What a lovely, lovely day. Aren't the clouds beautiful? Do you know what I sometimes think when it seems as if I couldn't stand to be cooped up in here for one more minute? I think myself out. You know, it's funny. I used to take it all for granted, but now I've gone crazy about anything to do with nature. Haven't you?
I've just gone crazy.
I really wish you had religion, Peter.
No thanks. Not me.
I don't mean you have to be orthodox just to believe in some religion.
And I begin to think I get mad.
I know it's terrible, trying to have any faith when people are doing such horrible things. But do you know what I sometimes think? I think the world may be going through a phase, the way I was with Mother. It'll pass, maybe not for hundreds of years, but in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Someday, once we get out of here, I'm going to...
For the last 2 years, we have lived in fear. Maybe now, we can live in hope.
And so it seems our stay here is over. This means I must leave you behind. Goodbye for a while. But please, if anyone is to find this diary, will you please keep it safe for me? Because someday, I hope, in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart.
Hey, curtain please. For coming, and these guys took first place at the UIL contest. Those of you who came and sat, you were a wonderful audience, and thank you so much for that. And I'm super proud of you guys. Great job. Great
And
job.
we want to thank you too, Miss Hickey, for being such an incredible director. And so we have a little stuff for you. We couldn't have done this without you. So there's one. It's the other one. And $50 gift. $50 $50 gift card, and a diary of quotes that we collected throughout the show and plenty of other shows. Notes for everybody. Here is the diary of MMS.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you, guys. You did a wonderful job. Thanks again, everyone.